sustainable products in the cannabis industry.
This video presentation is brought to you by Go Travel on the Cheap. When you or your business are thinking video production,
today we take you to the world's most polluted river.
40 years ago, when Herman started fishing, it was easy to get a good catch. Since then, 60% of the fish species have been wiped out.
The equivalent of one garbage truck of plastic is dumped in the sea every minute. 17.6 billion pounds every year.
In an underwater paradise, a plastic nightmare. Diver Rich Horner just days ago filming stunning images, searching for fish, but finding an ocean of plastic trash.
So human beings are now producing 300 million tons of plastic every single year. 8 million tons of that finishes up in the ocean, and 50% of the plastic that's produced is used just once.
Here in the UK, millions of small plastic pellets have been discovered on a beach near Portsmouth.
So the ocean throws it up. Ocean pukes out every 2 months, 3 months, And if you don't clean it, it will get piled on. But the sand seems to take it in. I think, single-use plastic has no place in 21st century.
We're coming up to the creek now.
This is what it is. Just look at the amount of pile. This is right on the seafront.
As you see, the plastic literally is coming out of the drain.
Hi, my name's Cole Gibbs. I'm the founder and CEO of Dama Distributing. We specialize in sustainable, plastic-free, child-resistant packaging for the cannabis and CBD industries. Basically, what we do is create packaging as well as work with other US-based companies to provide certified child-resistant, plastic-free packaging for everything from seeds to concentrate and everything in between. For pre-rolls, edibles, mints, concentrates, flour, you name it, we have a certified, child-resistant, sustainable packaging solution for it that we can either direct print on with water-based inks, or you can even use one of our eco-friendly sustainable labels that are all printed here in the USA in a carbon-neutral facility that is powered by the wind. They're also printed with water-based inks. The labels actually will hold up fantastic. Our stone labels are actually made out of calcium carbonate. It's the byproduct of the masonry industry. It is actually super fantastic for tincture bottles because it's completely oil and water resistant. So you spill a little bit of tincture oil on there, it's not actually going to absorb into the label and you get that weird oiled label look. It also won't rub off any of the ink either, so they're fantastic for that. The beauty of the stone labels is there's no trees or water used in the production of the label stock itself, and they can be recycled as paper or as plastic. We also have dissolvable cornstarch labels, which will dissolve completely underwater. Those are great if you're using our OG containers so that nothing's left behind, not even the label, if somebody were to throw it on the side of the road or if you were to compost it in your backyard as well too. Our flagship products are the OG hemp containers. They are the world's first and only certified child-resistant hemp plastic container on the market that will degrade by itself in as little as 14 months if somebody throws it on the road. The beauty of these is they can be used for everything from seeds to pre-roll 20 packs to edibles, gummies, even vape cart 510 carts or pod storage as well too. Makes a great eco-friendly solution for any sort of cannabis product because they are certified child resistant as well. Our OG hemp containers are made here in the US with US hemp as well. You ever notice how every single time you leave a dispensary you leave with just handfuls and handfuls of plastic pop tops that you can't get rid of? Well, you ever wonder how many of those are actually out there? In the state of Colorado, there's over 1,000 medical and recreational dispensaries. On average, most dispensaries use between 5,000 and 20,000 plastic packages per month. So let's calculate that conservatively. Let's say there's only 2,500 packages that go out of a dispensary in 1 month for every single store here in Colorado. With 1,000 stores at 2,500 packages, that's over 2.5 million pieces of plastic every single month in the state of Colorado alone. Every single month. And that's very, very conservative. On a yearly scale, we're talking over 30 million pieces. Very conservatively. In Colorado alone. California has over 1,000 licensed dispensaries. Oklahoma has over 2,300 licensed dispensaries, grows, and manufacturers in total. You can see how the number and the massive amount of single-use plastic waste that this industry is unfortunately creating because of the compliance issues and regulations in this industry. That means all of the packaging has to be certified child resistant. And up until this point, the only options were single-use plastics. Now there are other options. We have several solutions that are either hemp plastic, tin that is plastic free, hemp fabric bags that are certified child resistant, recycled paper tin cans that are glassine lined, which is a plant waste that's oil and moisture resistant to keep your bud fresh. Everything we do is sustainable, eco-friendly, recycled materials, bamboo, glass, which is infinitely recycled. And the reason why we use these types of products is because, for one, plastic is poisonous. It's poisoning our planet. It's polluting all of this beauty that we have around us. And single-use plastic or any sort of petroleum-based plastic can only be recycled 1 or 2 times before it loses its polymer structure and breaks down to completely useless material at that point. Where tin, glass, steel, all of these things are infinitely recyclable and can be recycled hundreds, millions of times, and they do not lose any structural integrity. That's real recyclable products. The myth of all this recyclable plastics out there is they're not actually being recycled. They're recyclable, that means they're able to be recycled, but they're not actually getting recycled. In the state of Colorado, there is absolutely no buyer for number 5 polypropylene plastic, which is pretty much what 90 to 95% of all cannabis packaging is made out of. So every single piece of plastic pop top that has ever been sold in the state of Colorado has either been sent to a landfill, thrown on the side of the road, incinerated, or shipped to Asia. And this is happening not just in the United States, it's not just a US problem. Products are worldwide available. We work with countries all over the globe, from Ireland to Puerto Rico to New Zealand and everywhere in between. We can handle any order from minimum orders all the way up to hundreds of thousands of units a month for any one of our products. A lot of these companies out there that have compostable packaging for the cannabis and CBD industries, yes, it is compostable, but it requires a commercial facility to actually break down. And most of the compostable products here in the US only carry a commercial compostable certification because it's the only one that's available. The downside to this is commercial composting facilities are not widely available, and not all of them will even take the bioplastics to begin with. The city county of Denver will not take bioplastic in any shape or form, period, because it is extremely difficult to actually break it down without increasing the toxicity of the soil. There are some cannabis packages out there that are marketed as being landfill degradable. And when you actually look at what these packages actually are and what they're actually made out of, it'll tell you right on the bottom of the container that it is polypropylene, a number 5 plastic. It is virgin polypropylene. What they do is add additives to that polypropylene to help it break down faster only in certain landfill conditions. So it actually helps it break down into microplastics faster, but only in certain landfill conditions. Otherwise it actually leaches that additive back into its environment as it breaks down into microplastics. And these types of plastics are called oxo-biodegradable plastics, and they've been completely banned by the European Union. The Stern Center for Sustainable Business at NYU recently did a study to find out if it was actually worth it to use and market the fact that you had sustainable products. And they found between 2013 and 2018, most businesses saw on average a 29% sales increase just by the fact that they were marketing that they were using sustainable packaging. In 2018, Cannabis Media did a report to find out how many licensed dispensaries there were across the US in the legal states. At that time, there were over 3,200. Also at that time, Oklahoma was not on that list, and as of now, they have 2,300 licensed dispensaries, grows, and manufacturers. You can see as cannabis continues to be accepted across the US, there's going to be a greater and greater demand for the certified child resistant compliant packaging for this industry. And unless we do something to get rid of all the single-use plastic that is created by this industry, it's going to continuously grow and be a bigger and bigger problem. That is why we've decided to create all these products that are plastic-free, so that this industry does not drown itself in single-use plastic. So not only does Dama Distributing provide sustainable packaging here in the US, we have clients all over the world. The beauty of that is Canada recently became the second country to legalize cannabis in 2018. Toronto has over 3 million people, yet they only have 5 dispensaries. So there's huge demand in that country as well. New Zealand recently legalized medical grade cannabis, and they also banned single-use plastic in their country. So there's more and more demand for these types of products across the board all over the world. So when you're out there looking for new cannabis packaging, there's a lot of it out there. There's also a lot of greenwashing and misinformation that's out there as well too. You'll see a lot of the Mylar bags. Mylar bags are laminated plastic. They can't be recycled. They have to be thrown in a landfill because they are laminated. You can't separate those laminations. A lot of the coated slide boxes are the same way. Yes, they are cardboard, but they're laminated in plastic, so you can't recycle those either. They're complete garbage. You have to throw them away. A lot of them also have a plastic locking insert, or the whole box itself will be made out of plastic and not necessarily have a recycle symbol on it, so you don't know what type of plastic it is. The problem with that is you can't recycle it, because if it's not the correct type and it gets mixed with a different type of plastic, it ruins that entire batch. And the other downside to commercially compostable plastics is they're usually made out of PLA. PLA is a bioplastic that can be made out of anything from corn to hemp to sugar, you name it. It's widely available, but it does require that commercial composting to break down. The other downside to it is PLA is a polylactic acid. So just like lactic acid in your body, large amounts of it in one place is not a good thing. A couple 100,000 or let's say even 10,000 containers ended up in the ocean at one point in time. They will actually leach that acid into its environment as it breaks down, increasing the acidity of its environment. So that's why we stay away completely from commercially compostable material. One of our newest products is our locking pre-rolled tins. They are actually made out of tin. The reason why we do this is we don't use any aluminum in our products, because aluminum takes another material called bauxite to actually produce, and bauxite is actually pretty harmful to the environment. So we actually will stay away completely from aluminum in our products. Tin still is infinitely recyclable. It's the same exact material that they use in your Campbell's soup can. There's a huge market for recycled steel and aluminum and tin, and it's infinitely recyclable. It doesn't lose any polymer structure when you do recycle it. We carry 100% recycled pre-roll tubes. They also make great packaging solutions for 510 vape carts. As you can tell, they are airtight. They also have a glassine liner in them as well, which is oil and moisture resistant, so it keeps your pre-rolls nice and fresh. We also have round tins as well that are great for edibles, mints, gummies. They are plastic free and certified child resistant as well too. They can be printed just like your favorite beer can or Altoid tin, for example. So this is an example of one of our locking pre-rolled tins. They are certified child resistant, plastic free, from about 3 to 6 or 7 pre-rolls depending on the size. Locking pre-rolled tins is custom printed for your brand as well too. These are our certified child resistant hemp plastic containers. They are the world's first and only. Very simple, just push and twist design, no plastic in them whatsoever. We can direct print on them as well with your company logo on the lid, the side of the container, or the bottom of the container. We also have eco-friendly labels, so you can do a full wrap for more product information. So recently in September of 2019, PBS did a poll and asked adults across the country, are you willing to pay extra for everyday items if they were more sustainable or environmentally friendly packaged? What they found is, on average, between 60 and 70% of the people that they studied in this poll are willing to pay more for sustainable packaging. They went across Democrats, Republicans, Independents, and just average people to see what they would be willing to pay. On average, people are willing to pay at least 5% more for more sustainable packaging in their products. That is a lot of money. And there's a lot of people that are also willing to make that change. It's more than half of the people they polled are willing to spend more money on more sustainable products. So not only is it beneficial for the business to do so, more people are willing to pay more for it, so you can also market it that way, and that would help you benefit from increased sales. So here at Dama Distributing, not only do we provide truly sustainable and eco-friendly products, we also try to help educate our customers as well as the consumers on all the misinformation that's out there, or greenwashing as a lot of people call it, so they can actually understand what products they're actually buying and make sure that what they are buying is actually eco-friendly, is not just this greenwashing of marketing to sell a product that it actually isn't as eco-friendly or sustainable as they say it is. Are you wondering if the cannabis packaging that you're using is truly eco-friendly or sustainable? On the resource tab of our website, damadistributing.com, we have a full suite of information on the different materials that are used for cannabis packaging in the industry. Thank you everyone for watching our presentation on sustainable products in the cannabis industry. We do have several more products and information on our website, damadistributing.com.
This video presentation is brought to you by Go Travel on the Cheap. When you or your business are thinking video production, we are experienced YouTube travel vloggers.